Alright guys, so I'm watching the showcase event that a lot of people, the 187,000 people are watching right now, and it's pretty much showing the showcase of Modern Warfare 2. And as I'm seeing, how the game is played, the new mechanics, the whole new slide canceling aspect, where it looks like people are doing some type of slide cancel, but it's definitely nerfed a lot to a point where it's not going to be the same or as broken as it was in the other Modern Warfare. But there is one thing that I see that really stands out to me in this game that also has a huge concept in the current Modern Warfare that we've had in 2019 for 3 years, and it's about the whole mouse players versus controller players debate. Now, I don't think it too much has to do with the aim assist, even though the aim assist doesn't look like it's nerfed too much. I think I made a video before about how the aim assist is most likely going to be nerfed a lot because of certain things like that, but from watching it, it doesn't even look like the aim assist is that bad from the people who are playing on a controller. But I saw a clip from here, Symphony right here, of him getting killed by somebody, and it reminded me of a lot of things that mouse players actually do wrong that controller players can do very easily. So watching this right here,
He's going in. Oh, he's fully loaded. Look at the bottom. He's got all his perks. He is perked up.
I think he fights somebody on the left side over here.
Show me something special. He is flying.
Oh wow,
And that is where he dies pretty easily right there. I don't know who he gets killed by. Pawnee? I don't really know that name, but I don't even know if he's a controller player or not. But this thing right here is very, very common among mouse players. Mouse players, they love the ability to snap to locations. Going left to right, going boom, 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 snapping locations. But if you're a controller player, usually you don't snap at all. Or you're not meant to snap. You can play 2020 and try your best to just look cool by snapping and stuff, but every single controller player knows that you can't snap to the level of a mouse player because they can just swipe left and right in an instant with their mouse. So in this situation, being able to snap left and right, even if I put it in super slow motion, right? Quality's high, right? Yeah, it's high. So going to super slow motion, let's just say 0.25. Instead of moving in like a nice rhythm around the corner, it's more staticky than what a controller player would be. So he's looking right over here, and then he immediately looks to the left because he has no aim assist. And it's not too much of the aim assist. Yeah, the aim assist does help with this. So if we go back a little bit more, I'm trying to put it in like the exact motion, but it's hard to do because the thing is so long here. But it's like with the whole rotation, and I guess this can kind of do a rotational aim assist, but with the whole rotation of your gun, because your gun is moving to the right in a pretty straightforward rhythm or formula or whatever, instead of moving left to right, it would easily lock on to the guy moving right here. So this guy is moving to the left, right? And your controller is moving to the right. Well, then it's easier to stop on top of him on controller, and on top of that, controller players have aim assist, so it's going to be even easier to stop right on his chest right there. But since Symphony is on mouse and he has zero aim assist, then he's trying his best to kind of wait for the guy here, and since the guy jumped out already, I guess the mind couldn't really process fast enough because it was such a fast rhythm that the guy is jumping off over here. So that's why he has like an extra point where he's been here for a little bit and Symphony still couldn't put his mouse on there because he doesn't have aim assist and he's moving more of a static motion instead of moving rotational and smooth like a controller player would. And it doesn't even look like that made too much of a difference because it looked like he only got one shot off before Symphony was able to lock onto him, but he still had so much time, the other person, to prepare for the shots to be able to kill Symphony. And I see this so many times when I watch people like Ghost or maybe other mouse players, like even Strafe. They're really good players. They can do a lot of things that some controller players can't do. They're amazing at the game. They put so much work into it. But the whole snapping versus being smooth onto a controller really gives a huge advantage over turning around corners. Here's an example of an Exo video that I have right here. Ghost, he's a really good player who plays Modern Warfare. And look at this right here. Kind of like how I was just saying. So if you go back a little bit, like 14, put it in slow motion, you can see how I'm talking about. They snap first and then they aim at the guy instead of immediately, like look, snap over there, looking over here, and then snapping back. Instead of doing a nice curve around, they snap here and then snap back. And that's how most of these mouse players get their kills. And if you put Beaker's advantage on top of that, and then the aim assist and all that stuff, it's going to be even more powerful. So if we take this off right here, and I use the same concept, right? I'm using the same concept in Modern Warfare. So I have an MP5 right here, right? If I'm going around, I don't know, let's just say something simple, right? Let's just say there's an enemy around here. If I'm moving slowly around here, let me slide cancel. It's like a slow movement, like that. And as soon as I lock onto him, he's dead. Let's just say in Symphony's example, right? The guy was like moving out here. So he was doing like a side cancel outward while Symphony was going, you know, to this, or actually it was this way, right? He was going this way. So let's just say Symphony's going out here and the guy slide cancels like in this direction. All right, well, if I'm on controller, first thing I'm gonna do is make sure the hip fire, right? Hip fire is nice and open, and try not to ADS that much until I lock onto the guy. So I'm gonna slide out here, get everything ready, and then in the situation, the guy was right here and he slid out here. So as I'm slowly moving over here and checking every corner, as soon as the guy slides out here, my aim assist and the reticle that I have in the middle of my screen is going to be able to track on the guy super easily, and I'm not going to be able to miss a bullet, and I'm still going to be able to kill the guy because we both have peak disadvantage because we're both sliding out, and it's just going to be really easy for me to rotate on a person. Now if I have mouse, and I mean I don't play mouse at all, but from watching mouse players I can still understand the concept that they were doing. I don't know, like, let's just say I'm using mouse right here, right? So instead of doing like a nice smooth thing like around here, even though I can't really control it much, so the smooth thing, it's more like having your mouse all the way to the spot, and then once he comes, then you snap. It's not moving towards him, it's once he comes and then you snap. And that is the main problem that I see with mouse players versus controller players. And it's, like I said, it's not even for the whole aim assist aspect. It's just the rotation of the stick that can help give the advantage. So that's another advantage that controller players could have over mouse players, which definitely was in this game. And I mentioned it many different times, but I didn't really think that it would transition into a game like Modern Warfare 2. Because in Cold War, right? In Cold War, usually it's like a more left and right game. I don't really slide cancel too much in that game, or I can't. It's just puts me in bad positions. But in Cold War, if you have your gun like right over here, right? And I'm aiming right here, and somebody pops up to the left, most likely you can just kill them straight up from here because the slide cancel isn't as powerful or easy to do compared to Modern Warfare, and probably Modern Warfare 2. It looks like the slide cancel is still going to be more powerful than something like Cold War. So if I have my sights on this spot the whole time, and the guy comes out from here, it's going to be an easy kill. So controller players and mouse players in a game of like Cold War is still going to have kind of the equal set of being able to get the advantage over a single line like this. But if I'm going from a curve, like the aim assist boost and the peak disadvantage boost that gives me a Modern Warfare 2019, then that definitely gives me a huge advantage over mouse players, in which it looks like it's going to give you a huge advantage over mouse players in Modern Warfare 2, just like I was saying. So this is, I guess it was kind of complicated too. I don't really see anybody else talk about this. I kind of wanted to mention it because it's kind of something that's hidden that people do subconsciously. So let's just say the best players out right now, right? The best players are doing this on controller, but they're not really realizing that they're doing it. In their mind, it's just, okay, I play the game a lot, and I pop up on somebody, and I'm gonna slide cancel, pull out, and kill them. But they're not really analyzing the movement to movement, every single precise thing, where they're going super slow like this and actually scanning that area around. So there's a lot of hidden things that these pro players or these really good players are doing that they really don't either know that they're doing or they don't tell you guys about. And I'm going to try my best to kind of be that person to help you understand the little things, because you could be the best player in the world, but if you don't know how to, I guess, how to get your full skill out there, how to explain every single thing in really big detail, then you can't really help other people be at the exact top tier level as you if they don't know exactly every single movement you do and why you do the movements. Why is a very important thing because it understands the full process of why you're doing each movement, and the more you understand why you're doing a lot of things in this game or any game in general, the more you can realize and get the whole concept of how to play the game and how to be the best of the best. I still do think that there's going to be a lot of things from the old Modern Warfare, a lot of advantages and disadvantages as far as the whole peakers advantage and stuff like that. That's going to be very, very important. It's going to be the same for the most part about how to play the game and how to get your advantage over the other people. So I'm really looking forward to that, looking forward to seeing what happens. But that is this video on how controller players actually can get that little move out here and get that advantage on mouse players, in which Symphony died to right there.